Oh my God, you are here and we are very happy. This is Jochen Schell and me, Lynn Radke, from Songs for Change, Songs for Rights and YEP Europe, who are the coordinators of this project. And first of all, why are we here today? Today we want to connect through the power of music, and I'm sure all of you you're kind of curious what kind of change we want to create in today's session. We want to share the results of the project Songs for Change. We want to inspire each other. We want to also get inspired by you. And we want to share inspiring experiences and also gain new perspectives. So before we are starting, I want you first of all to settle, to lean back and really to breathe and to get comfortable and to think about the change actually you want to create, because we were calling all change makers for today's session. So before you're maybe sharing what is your change you want to go for, we are listening to some of the youth. What is their message for change?
My message for change is accept others for who they are.
Don't be afraid to fight for what you think is right, you know.
Just try your best. Also, and like give other people the opportunity, and yourself also, the opportunity to make mistakes and just like start all over again.
We are all humans and we all deserve the same opportunities.
You can create if you believe. I would like to look at change as a snowball kind of thingy, so something that can start very small, that will start rolling and create the bigger change. So maybe my message for change would be to not aim for the revolution, but to start changing something small and see where that will lead, and how you can inspire others to change that too, creating the snowball.
Sometimes you might think that you are not able to pull something off, but together you can, and the message is that when you work together and share and open with an open heart and put all your energy in it, you can achieve so much, and just through this togetherness and unity of people.
Thinking about things that are uncomfortable to think about, things that you do not want to face straight ahead, so that you can get a wider perspective and just not, oh, so this is not my problem, I'll just ignore it. This is not my reality, so I just won't look at it. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important that for change to happen, we need to face everything directly, and address them. Because I think otherwise we're just not gonna make much of a difference, really, if we just keep looking at ourselves and not at the people around us, and not seeing that maybe our realities are different, but their reality is just as valid as mine. So we have to be there for each other in a way that we don't dismiss other people's reality and their struggles.
My message for change, I can say only be confident and brave. If you love singing, dancing, or creating art, don't be scared and do it, because it's beautiful.
I think change is always there. No matter what. It can be very active, but it can be also without doing anything. Also, it's changing, and your change is causing other change. So change is always there.
Yes, and with this being said, we are asking all of you, are you ready for change? And
My message for
oops, probably you're all here for different reasons. Maybe you're looking for a community. Maybe you are wishing to grow and to learn more. Maybe you want to explore your relationship to music, which is to your heart, but also maybe to the values you stand for, and also to learn from each other. And maybe there are many more, and probably we are not gonna fulfill all these things, but we try to bring a broad variety of input for you today, and to have a meaningful get together for all of us. So with this being said, I want to ask you actually, because now you heard already from some of the youth, what is their message for change? And now it's on you, because all of you, you're coming from different organizations, from different places all over the world. So we are asking you, what is your call to action for change and the future you imagine? So maybe think for short. Rosa is going to share a link in the chat, which is leading you to a mentee. And then we are asking you to share your call to action with all of us. And maybe gonna stop sharing. Rosa, are you gonna take over? Yeah, perfect. Okay, fantastic. I can see already some calls for action. Be brave and react. Promote peace and love. Empathy, empathy, empathy. Sounds good as well. And just continue putting in your calls to action. Be proactive and believe, because something nice is gonna get created out of this later as a little surprise. Fantastic. I hope that everyone put in their responses. For all of you who didn't yet, still feel free to do it afterwards. And then I'm gonna continue sharing my screen with you. Can you see it now? Maybe just a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, what can you expect today? We are going to introduce to you today the Songs for Change project. I'm going to share with you the project timeline, and then we are going to hear from the youth themselves, their Songs for Change moments. We are going to have some musical piece in between, and we are going to share the project results so that it's possible for all of you actually to create your own Songs for Change. And then we are going to have a little look into the future, so what we can expect next. So with this being said, I'm going to hand over to Jochen, who's going to introduce the project.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. So some words on the context of the future and the content. So Songs for Change is basically
a spin-off project of Songs for Rights, and Songs for Rights is a methodology we have developed and implemented in recent years, where we do basically human rights education through music, and Songs for Change is using the same or very similar methodology in this project. So Songs for Change, you can see here, is about learning about EU values. So here in this Songs for Change, as opposed to Songs for Rights, we're not focusing exclusively on human rights, but on the 6 EU values, and we will come to these EU values at a later stage. And so we learn, or the participants, can you go back again? Yeah. So the participants of the project learn about the EU values through music, express their views on important issues, and become an active change maker by producing songs for change and music videos, reaching out to peers, community stakeholders, and policymakers. So these are overarching goals of the project. And the way we have achieved this is through, can I change the slides too, or do you have? No. So you changed the slides, which is fine. We come later to how we achieved this. First of all, the people who achieved this. So we had a consortium of partners. Here you see the countries they are based in. So we have us, Songs for Rights, and Europe in Germany. We have the Association of for Better Life in Slovakia. We had the Network for Children's Rights in Greece, YEP Italia in Italy. We have the Young Educators in Portugal, Out of the Box International in Belgium, and in Utrecht, Netherlands, had Wilde Westen. So these were the project partners of this EU-funded, Erasmus Plus funded project. And here you can see some faces. So you see some faces maybe also here in the call, but as you can see here in Germany, it's me and Lynn who are in charge of this project. Mute all here. Yeah, so me and Lynn in Germany. Then we have in Slovakia, we have Shimona, who was the project manager. We have Alexia here in Greece. We have Alessio in Italy, and Felix and Marta in Portugal. Then we have Maria in Belgium, and in the Netherlands we have Clara, sorry, and Rian. So these were the key players, let's say, in the project. And let's go to the next slide. So here is what I wanted to say before, how we achieved that. So this is basically the LCPA approach, which was used in the project. And you can see here what these letters stand for. So first of all, it's about learning about the EU values. What are these EU values? Why are they important? Why do they exist? What importance and role do they play in young people's lives? And also what challenges exist around these values? And we learned, or the participant in this project learned about these EU values through musical methods. So this is very important. It's learning through music, and we will show you later the learning material which was developed in this project. So the C, create, stands for the songwriting process young people have gone through. So in this process, young people have, based on the learnings about the EU values, they have then created and written songs about their personal connection with the EU values. And in the P, the produce, these songs have been recorded, music videos have been produced for these songs. And this was a very practical, obviously, phase. And you will see a couple of examples later in this event. And then the last one, the A, stands for advocacy. So this is where young people have used their songs and also other tools like podcasts to basically promote EU values, to advocate for these values. And this was the A part, the advocacy part, where also an advocacy guide was developed and a web radio. And but we come to this when we present the project results. So this was basically the methodology used. Also, maybe important to notice is, of course, this is not a school class setting in terms of the learning. This is non-formal education. This is a project where non-formal participatory learning methods have been developed and used, and all of them, of course, based on music. And another important aspect is the youth empowerment. Of course, this is maybe an overarching aim also, that young people get empowered through this learning, through the creation and the expression through music. And then, of course, the third part speaks for itself. It was all about music. In this project, you will see, as I said before, examples and even live surprises today in this event. So these are some key elements about the projects. I don't know if I forgot anything, Lynn? No? Okay. So EU values. So what we did in the beginning of this project is to try to find out what are actually these 6 EU values. These are, this is actually a question we wanted to ask you. Do you know the 6 EU values? And if yes, please use the chat. So if you don't, just know that when we did the survey, we found out that many people do not know them. So which gave us a very good reason to do this project, basically. So there is one coming here: equality, freedom, democracy, inclusion. Do we have more? Don't be shy.
Exactly. Maybe just also think, like, what do you think are the EU values? Like
diversity, human rights and dignity, rule of law, cooperation, participation, human rights again, participation, freedom, peace. All right, so let me show you what these 6 EU values are. So here they are. It's human rights, democracy, equality, human dignity, freedom, and the rule of law. All of them were mentioned in the chat. So these were basically the 6 values which were discussed, debated during these 2 years of the project, and about these topics, the songs were written and produced in the project. So yeah, so this is some contextual information about the project. I hope I didn't forget anything important. I think the main things were said. And I pass the microphone to Lynn again. Yeah?
Yes, thank you, Johan.
Thank you.
Exactly, because we are heading to the project timeline, and I could see already, like also what you mentioned in the chat, there are a lot of important values. The EU is based on those 6, but probably also some of the other words which were written in the chat, they also belong to some of the other aspects, I guess. And yeah, it's quite difficult how to put a project which started 2 years ago into a presentation. So we tried to make it quite quick and also maybe interesting for you. And yeah, to give you at least a little bit of feeling what kind of like what were the values for us and also for this project. So everything started in June 2022, where we started with the online kickoff meeting. And then kind of the project started. And also some of us, we didn't have a clue like what are actually the EU values. So we first also checked in with each other. What are actually our personal values? How do we want to work together as a consortium? And what are we actually standing for? And we deepened this in the transnational project meeting where all the partners came to Berlin. And this was quite formal, I would say. We kind of set the baseline and the ground for the project. And we also practiced actually already because we went to a studio and all the project managers created a song called Songs for Change. We will add many. And tried actually out what we had in mind for all the future project to happen. Yeah, which was nice and fun, I would say. Then the following year, we had a lot of bi-monthly partner meetings, 17 in total so far. There are still some coming. And it was also great always to, actually the bi-monthly partner meetings were kind of a platform for updates, but also to share knowledge and ideas like how it is going in the different countries. And then we also realized that we didn't just wanted to have the contact between the project managers, but also between the youth. And so we had youth leaders from each different country, at least one or two. And we integrated the youth into the project implementation so that they could also give us their feedback. Yeah, and in these meetings and in the different countries, we then developed the project results, which I'm going to explain to you later. Yeah, and there was a lot of engagement, and I think just from my side, a lot of project partners are also in the meeting today. It was a lot about collaboration, the whole project, and I think this is what was also one value from all of us, working together for change, which is probably really necessary. Then we went to Slovakia, and we tested actually the project results, which we established before. And a group of trainers went to Slovakia, and there we learned actually the LCPA. So we learned about the EU values, we created, we produced, and we advocated. And at the same time, we also thought about, okay, what does it actually mean to be a trainer? What does it mean to hold a space? And especially also when we are talking about EU values and, for example, human rights violations, it can be quite difficult. So we had one impactful week full of impressions, yeah, where we were really diving deep into the topic. And yeah, it was really great. Here you can see some impressions. We were talking about skills of a trainer. We had musical exercises and we celebrated. And after Slovakia, the different trainers from the countries went to their back home and implemented the things they learned in workshops. So there were workshops in Slovakia, in Greece, in Portugal, in Italy, and in the Netherlands, where they practiced actually the songwriting, talking about EU values and putting lyrics, then the song creation, putting musical aspects to it, like the beat, instruments. Then there was the song production, so they really produced the song, they recorded it. And then the video making, so they also created their own music videos. And here you can see some of the results. So from each country, we have at least one song produced, and you can watch all of them on our YouTube channel. And they are very impactful and are talking exactly about the EU values and what it means actually for the youth. And to get some insights now from the Netherlands, I'm asking Clara to share insights how it was as a youth leader to implement these workshops. So handing over to Clara.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, great. So I will talk from the perspective of the Netherlands. I think everyone did their workshops in their own way, but I will present it how we did it. Can I have the next slide? Yes, so we did it by hosting 6 workshops, where the 2 first workshops were a lot about getting to know each other and the EU values. And we had a very diverse group, maybe you can see it on the picture, with a lot of different backgrounds. So it was very interesting to talk about EU values and how people see it, because we have different backgrounds. Not everyone was born in the Netherlands. So to get to know each other, but also each other's perspectives, it takes some time, and to gain the trust. So the first 2 workshops were a lot about getting to know each other, but also learning a bit already how to play music. I'm sorry for the background noise. And then we got into the music writing. The 3rd, 4th, 5th were a lot about how do you write a song, what's the structure. First we made a group song, and then we made 3 other different songs in little groups. Can I have the next slide? And so the special thing about our workshops was that we worked to a final concert. Because where we are in the Netherlands, we are hosting this in a theater. So live music is very important for us as a group. So for us, this final concert was very good to host, also very team building moments, but also you work through something, right? You make the songs, and it has also quite a deadline because you want to perform it. And to perform it is for us a very nice way to show what you've done. So we had our final concert at the end of the 6 workshops, which gave some stress for some people, was first performance ever. And to make the evening nice, we called it Songs for Change. And we also invited people from our local asylum seeker centers to collaborate with us. So we asked people that are asking asylum to also sing or play a song that is for them, a song which has a special meaning, a song for change for them. So together we presented our 4 songs and asked some other people to also present their songs for change. So this was a very nice way to end our workshops. And then after, we had a recording weekend. So 2 full days packed with recording our songs and also recording the video clips. So also here you could feel like that everything was new. And here is a small video to end with. And this was, actually it's not our final video clip, but it's an insight from how our rehearsal was. This was, I think, the last workshop before our final concert. And this is one of our songs. It's in 3 languages, in Arab, in Spanish, and in English. Yeah, and it comes from, the idea comes from the value of human dignity, that yeah, you cannot crush your broken soul or to heal the broken soul, the name is. But if you want the full lyrics, you can listen to our video clip later.
Yes, thank you, Clara. It's really nice to always get also the insights from the different countries. And I think you did an amazing job with all your workshops and all the discussions we also had, and like the whole impact and the whole group and the whole youth. Yeah. So please, I'm inviting everyone, watch the video on YouTube. It's fantastic. And the final song, actually, which is also having a music video, is going to be published soon. So stay tuned. Yeah, what happened next? So this was just an example. All the workshops happened in all the countries. So afterwards, we thought like, okay, actually now the different groups in the different countries get to know each other, but now we wanted to connect all of us. So the first step for this was an online sound factory. So all of us, we met together online, like all the different teams. And we started somehow the collaborative online music making process. We were discussing about the EU values and we created poems. So kind of started a song creation process in September 23. And then happened the youth exchange in the Netherlands, in Utrecht, where all the youth came together. And I think the whole youth exchange was all about collaboration, speaking up, about learning from each other and also from the different cultures and from the different perspectives. There was a lot of connection. There was a lot of fun action. We were listening to music, but also we were creating music. And especially we were creating different songs, and the whole event ended, not the event, it was not just an event, it was a whole week of events somehow, and it ended in a concert actually, which we held at the place in Het Wilde Westen, yeah, for a broad audience, which was nice. And I think it was challenging all of us in different ways, but definitely we changed, like all of us, we changed after this week. And these are the songs which we created. This is a picture from the evening. And yeah, from the live concert, because we formed different groups with different people from different countries and in the different constellations. And now we want to hear from actually Diego a little bit about his experience, because he shared with us a lot also during this week.
Hello guys, do you hear me?
Yes, perfect, fantastic.
Do you see me? Okay. Hello to everyone, I'm Diego. My art name is Karn and I'm from Italy. I'm from Yapalbenga, part of the youth of Yapalbenga. And I was in Utrecht in September, participating in the youth exchange. And I want to spend some words to talk about how good of an exchange it was, because I learned so much, like starting from the EU values and then so much music stuff with all the guys, like some moments with mazes, like learning something through instruments, and I learned so much about music and yeah, even almost sorry, and EU values. Yeah, so it was so much learning, and it was also so much fun, and like I've met so many people that are now part of my life, and I enjoy like listening, seeing even now. So yeah, I've loved this experience, and I thank all the Songs for Change participants and the organization for this amazing experience.
Thank you, Diego. You teach us a lot beatboxing, right? During the week as well. So I was asking you before if you could share maybe also something with the audience today, because I just have in my mind. So we learned the different new things. So maybe you can share with us, and also for everyone else, please check out Khan. He's one of our talented musicians, and yeah.
Maybe you put off the presentation so we can see Diego in big.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so for today I've prepared a little performance, a beatboxing performance. I hope you like it. And it goes like this. A few days in September, in Utrecht with my guys. A few days in September that helped me realize values through music, values, realize realize realize. Thank you.
Woohoo!
Great.
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much, Diego.
Yeah, and as you saw in my performance, I've tried to like implement some like the values and the Utrecht days in some basic lyrics, just to remind of how much I loved this experience.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. And I think all of the people who are here today, they could get an impression of how it was. Okay, so everyone who wants to hear more from Khan, check out his Instagram and everywhere, or get in contact with him. I hope you can somebody just say something and tell me if you can see the presentation again?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
okay.
can see it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. So then, actually, after the youth exchange, which Diego was talking about right now, and after creating like a live performance, we went back into the different countries, and the challenge now was to do collaborative online music making. So we had the different groups, and then we exchanged files. So for example, in Germany, we recorded a song, we recorded the guitar. Then in Slovakia, they added the sound, like the voice, and we were sending the different files through the internet. And we created out of this, we completed the songs, which we started in Utrecht. And we also created the final music videos. So all of this we celebrated at the Songs for Change online festival in December 23, which was called The Beat of Change, Melodies of Unity in Times of Uncertainty. And here you can see some of the songs which got created. And I must say it went very deep. So the whole week was very intense, and also the songs meant a lot to all of us. And I think we engaged a lot. And I'm also warmly welcoming you to check them out on YouTube. And I think all of us, we put a lot of work into them. And yeah, some of them are more deep, some of them are more fun, I would say. So I think each group had their own style of being challenged also with the EU values, I would say. After the Songs for Change festival, actually community events did happen, because during the youth exchange and also throughout the whole time, we thought we created so many things. We had so many ambitions for change, and also regarding the values, like what we are standing for, what we want other people also to hear. So we created community events in Slovakia, Greece, Italy, Portugal, and Netherlands. And we are going to hear one example soon. But it was really to engage with a broader audience and to invite other organizations, but also schools and friends, family, and whoever, so to spread the word from our Songs for Change. And now we're going to hear an example from Slovakia, from Simona, who's going to share.
Yes, hello. So I will talk a bit about our community event that we organized in October 2023. And we organized it in our community garden in Rankovce. We call this community event an Apple Festival, as it was fall when we organized this festival, and the whole theme was like somehow connected to fall, I would say. And during this event, we presented Songs for Change project as well as its outcomes. And our youngsters sang songs that they created during the workshops. And also they sang some traditional Roma songs, as well as they presented the traditional Roma dances while being dressed in their traditional Roma costumes. And mostly people who attended this event were residents of village Rankovce. And I would say that they really enjoyed this program that our youngsters prepared for them. And to talk about like some beautiful moments, I think that there were many beautiful moments shared on Instagram of Songs for Change. And if you haven't seen it yet, you can see it there. But for me personally, the most beautiful one was when I saw our youngsters on a stage for like the first time in their lives. And they were hosting the whole event, and also they were performing songs and dances. And I just felt so proud of them, and also like seeing how empowered they were, it was really powerful for me. And not only that, but also seeing how active and helpful they were during the preparation of this event, and seeing that they sacrificed a lot of their free time just to make sure that everything was ready and even perfect for this event. It really moved me the most. So yes, that is something I would like to share with you.
Thank you, Simona. I think the pictures are speaking for themselves. It looks like a fantastic way to engage with the youth, but also like with your audience and with your community. So thanks for sharing and giving us some insights. Jumping to the next thing was the Songs for Change broadcast, actually. So we talked a lot about the EU values, but mostly with each other. And then we engaged with the community, but we also thought, okay, we want also to engage with other individuals and also with other organizations. So we started to think about an advocacy strategy, actually. Who do we want to reach? What is actually our aim? What are we standing for? And who do we need for this to happen somehow? So each country created their own advocacy strategy, and then they created, their own events, like for example, the community event, but they also met and went together on the street, and they reached out to other organizations who they wanted to work with, and they created podcast episodes. So for this, Maria is going to give us some input from Belgium.
Hello.
Hello. So maybe you can tell us more about your podcast episodes you created.
Yeah. So, hello, everybody, first of all. And I have to say, also, it's really, really, now when you look at it, all of these things that we've done, it's really overwhelming and really nice to see. It's been a process of 2 years, but now when it's all gathered up, it's amazing. So yeah, thanks to everybody who participated. Yeah, we also did podcasts on the 6 values, and I have to say it's been really interesting to talk to all of my speakers. They are really all experts in their topics, and for me, it's really kind of tricky, to speak to people, because you have to ask the right questions to trigger some answers, but then people are maybe a bit they're holding back to answer, maybe to give their total honest opinion, because what on the internet out there, it stays forever, and then you don't want to get crucified, let's say, for those words. So you have to be really careful. So yeah, we did a little bit of planning before, and I have to say it for me. So I'm gonna stick to the digital sphere of this, because we've been through all the physical events and so on. So for me, the topic of digital citizenship and digital participation and life was, I would say, the most interesting, you know, because I guess we are all a bit oblivious in what does this mean and our participation in this digital world, and how it's misused and how we are misusing also, let's say, our rights. So yeah, where is the right, where is the limit between a right to speak up and then, you know, to torture someone and so on. So for me, that topic was really nice to discover, let's say. And yeah, with this way, I would like to maybe also invite everyone to think about this their actual image and actions in the digital world also.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. I think there were a lot of nice and interesting conversations everyone was having. So you in Belgium, it was really nice to hear what you talk with your guests. And in each country, I think they related very much what to what matters actually to their heart. And then they were inviting organizations, individuals, and talked about, yeah, what matters to them, and also get feedback. And we are also inviting you soon to listen to all of them.
Of course.
But exactly, I'm gonna ask you, or I'm gonna show them to you later. First, let's maybe finish with a project timeline. I know we did a lot, but now we are here. So this are the multiplier events, actually. So today is the online Songs for Change multiplier event. And in the next weeks, the other multiplier events are happening live in Germany, Italy, Slovakia, Greece. Belgium had their multiplier event already, Portugal and the Netherlands. So in case you are close by, and you feel like you want to get in contact with those organizations and also want to meet people on the ground and not just online, then please reach out to the organizations. And yeah, you're very welcome to join us in getting to know each other even live. Yeah. And then the last thing, what is still missing, is the transnational project meeting in Brussels in April. So next month, and there we are also very happy to include all your input and all your feedback, which we are asking you to fill out later. So to include it into the project, but also we hope that the project is not over now, like even after Brussels, but that we are spreading the word, and that all the project results which we created, they are going to get out there, and that maybe also you who are sitting here right now in front of the computer are also creating your songs for change, and that this project is going to have a long-lasting effect for all of us, individually, but also for the whole society. So what what does it mean now? We talked a lot about what we did actually, but maybe you want to do this as well. Maybe you want to change as well. Maybe you personally, but also maybe you're working together with your groups of youth, of children, of adults, whoever, and you're asking yourself now, okay, so how am I also going to create the change? And there comes the project results, which I'm going to introduce to you now, and which are published on the websites in English now, but they are also going to be published soon in the different languages. Yeah. So the project results are all about learning, creating, producing, and advocating. And we are starting with Learn. So we have a Songs for Change toolkit which got created. So here you can see it on the left side. What can you get from this toolkit actually? First of all, you can get key information about the EU values and the power also of music. Then in the second part, you are getting to know information about how to implement the workshops, like what is important, who am I as a trainer, how to prepare, what is the right timeline. And in the part 3 of the toolkit, you're gonna get more than 40 exercises, which include energizers, listening activities, hearing activities, content-wise activities, and activities with instruments, which you can find in the toolkit. So in case you feel like you want to create your own workshop, then this toolkit will help you to implement it, but also will give you ideas of what kind of exercises to do with your participants. The second pillar was creating. So this is the song creation series. And the song creation series includes 4 webinars and a handbook. The handbook you can see here. The handbook is all about if we have a group now, if we talked already about EU values and we have the different exercises, how do we then actually create a song? So the first chapter is about songwriting, the second one about song composing in particular. In chapter 3, you'll learn something about song recording. In the fourth one about collaborative online music making. And in chapter 5, you're getting tips for trainers, but also methods for implementation. So what kind of songwriting exercises are there and what is important to think of when implementing with a group. And because this sounds maybe very theoretically and is also giving you guidance, we had 4 webinars called Songwriting for Dummies and Geniuses, Song Composing, Cool Sounds to Your Song, Song Recording, DIY Tips and Tricks, and Collaborative Online Music Making, where we were speaking with experts in the field, and they are giving you inside tips and tricks about how to do it actually practically. So it's very interesting. I'm going to recommend to watch all those 4 webinars, and they are kind of extra material to the handbook, which you can read then maybe additionally into details. But I think this is very nice also to get insights from experts in the field and to see how they are actually writing their songs or composing or recording their songs. Then we are coming to the third pillar, so the producing part. We have a video clip production tutorials. So these are 6 tutorials, which are also very new and published now, which are talking about when we have our songs now, we still want to make it public, and therefore we need a video. And there are different aspects which you have to have in mind when creating those videos. And the video tutorials are going to talk about the power of images, what needs to be done for preparation, the script writing, and the storyboard. The tutorials are also going to talk about the tools, how to do the production of music videos, about the editing, and they are also going to talk about the privacy, consent, and ethics. And here you can see them once again, and you can find them on our YouTube, which can also help you. Maybe you can watch them by yourself, maybe together with your youth. But to have we changed a little bit the formats between reading material, but also things to watch. So this is project result 3. And now coming to the project result 4, which is all about advocating, which is the Songs for Change broadcast. And we heard already about from Maria about her podcast episodes, but there are more. So we have an advocacy guide and we have 42 podcast episodes. So first of all, you can see here the advocacy guide, which is helping you to learn how to set up an advocacy strategy, how to use also music to advocate actually for EU values in particular, how to influence different target groups, but also how to engage with your audience and how to set up a web radio. So this is reading material. And if you want to listen, here you can see the podcast episodes actually. And each week we are publishing 7 podcast episodes. So it always includes 6 recorded podcast episodes and 1 live podcast episodes to each of the EU values. So each country produced 7 podcast episodes to each EU value. Yeah, and you're very welcome to listen to us on Spotify. And yeah, I think there you can get more insights about the different EU values and what they mean actually for the situation in Italy, for the situation in Portugal, in Slovakia, what are the topics in Germany. And yeah, you're getting really nice insights. And so far, the Freedom and Democracy podcasts are published. So stay tuned for the next weeks. Each week, 1 more EU value is going to be published. Yeah, these are the project results, which seems like a lot. And I think we could see that they are working. I hope you can also use them for your own circumstances and your own needs. And maybe we are going to discuss later also how to use them in practice. But first of all, we are coming to the Songs for Change moments now, because there were a lot. And I think what is really important is that you listen to the people. So we heard already some people from the project today, but there are more people actually who took part in the project. So you can check what they are actually saying about what change means for them and what they learned during the project. So you can hear from each individual on YouTube how they felt about the whole experience of Songs for Change. And now I'm handing over to Alexia, who's gonna share some information with us as well and some tips or ideas how to use actually the material.
Hello everyone from Greece. You can see how many things we have done these 2 years. It was really interesting and exciting and productive, as you can see. So apart from the project results that you can use in order to create songs and video clips and podcasts with your youth, you can use the material produced, like the songs and podcasts of this project, for your own benefit. So when it comes to the songs, we suggest you to listen to a song and try to find specific elements, such as which values does it include, find the story behind the lyrics and discuss it with your children or young people. Or you can listen to more than one song or parts of songs and try to find similarities, link them, find the common values. Or you can find a similar famous song in your country or other countries. Another suggestion will be to listen to the songs and then try to create a story, a play, a video clip. This is what we've done in our community event. So one school got influence from a Greek song and created a play at the schoolyard, presenting the story of the song and writing on the wall words in their own languages and feelings after listening to the song. So this is one activity that you can also do with your students at schools, shelters, community centers. And when it comes to podcast, because we have, as we said, a series of podcasts, so we suggest that you can listen to different podcasts and parts of the podcast and try to find which value is it referred to and discuss about this value. Also, you can listen to the series of each value from different countries and find common elements to all of them, differences, and discuss them with the group. One last suggestion will be to make group of young people to choose each value and listen to the podcast from all countries and then discuss what are their feelings. Do they find similar incidents and examples to share from their life? And who would they invite as a guest if they will produce a podcast? And maybe you can also combine these two songs and podcasts and maybe listen to a podcast and try to connect it with a song.
Yes, thank you, Alexia, for these examples or ideas, actually, what people could do or how they could use the project results we just created and also all the material. And yeah, we are going to go with you deeper into the ideas, because I think you in the audience who are listening to us now already have some ideas what they can do with this. But first of all, I think what is also always important is to engage with the people in a kind of fun way. So when we are thinking about change, and maybe everyone of you feels somehow, okay, I want to change something. I have already an idea for how I'm going to create a song, how I'm going to write a song with my group. Oh, yes, I want to use this and this exercise. Maybe you checked already some of the podcast episodes now. And yeah, we really want to invite you also to create the change. So first of all, let's ask, like, can you taste the change? I don't know if you can taste it. I tasted a lot of change during the whole time. And yeah, let's see if
What
your
does
change
change
tastes
taste like? For me, it's not like a one answer. For me, it's more like I see it like dynamic.
Oh, clear answer. Change tastes like mango.
Bittersweet, I'd say.
Bittersweet?
Yeah, it's like, it's good, so it's sweet, but it's also bitter because it costs you a lot, like effort, and you struggle to change.
It tastes good. It's like some anxiety, but a good anxiety. Like you feel comfortable, but yet nervous.
Nice bowl of strawberries that you just pick out from the land.
I would say sour sweet dish.
It tastes really good.
Sour. It's also sour because it's surprising and it comes. You don't know when to expect it, but it comes and then it's like this center shocker, like the chewing gum. Yeah.
It tastes surprising, even though familiar.
So, what does change taste like for you? Whoops, we are asking you. And I think there are many more things also to say and to share with you. I feel like we could talk for hours about the project and about the different things which we experienced. If you remember in the beginning of the session, you wrote down your call for action. So we have a special guest, and that's why I'm even not going to share my presentation now. But I want to give this space actually to Rian, because she created something from all of our action plans, action steps now. And yeah, the stage is yours, Rian.
Hi, everyone. I missed out on what it is that you have been doing. I have been spending a really good time with your calls to action, for which many thanks. Yes, I actually made a song. I managed, and I even managed to write it down in a Google Doc so you guys can read along as I will sing it to you guys. I will share the link in the chat just now. But before I do that, I would like to show you like my working progress, which started like this. Like I started writing a chorus, and this is my way of working. It's quite messy, as you can see, like I cannot even read my own handwriting all of the time. And then I started making separate sheets of paper for the verses. Sometimes I do this, like this means like I have to be under one doing this, or this means like I have to start after the one, and then I start singing it like this. I was pretty happy with the melody that I caught straight away for my chorus, which is a nice start, because if you have the chorus, then the verses kind of flow out of that. And so because I had actually very nice inspiration for you guys, because you wrote like full sentences, so I could kind of copy paste them, I managed to write 3 verses and a chorus. So what we will do now is that I will sing you the song. But before I will share the link, I just want to check with you guys, and maybe someone can tell me if you hear my guitar.
Yes, fantastic.
Yes. And so if I'm gonna sing a little louder, let me say if I have to go back. Okay, so if I sing loud, is it still good?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna share with you guys the link. You can read along. The song, I named it Just Hop On. And it goes like this. Raise the good in yourself. See the small changes. Open up your eyes to be a part. Be creative and believe. Make the change even when it's hard. Smile and don't stop taking care of yourself and the future that we share. When you hear that call, get ready to hop on board. 'Cause change is like a snowball, it only needs support. So when you hear the call, don't be scared and just hop on. When you hear the call, just hop on. Be proactive and promote peace and pieces of yourself. Inspire others to do the same. Change your job, work hard. Don't be scared to speak up. Let yourself be filled up with the beauties of the world. When you hear the call, get ready to hop on board. 'Cause change is like a snowball, it only needs support. So when you hear the call, don't be scared and just hop on. When you hear the call, just hop on. Be kind to yourself as to others. What you radiate is what you attract. So radiate love and empathy, empathy, empathy. Keep the balance, be the example. Support others where you can. Do not underestimate your presence. 'Cause when you hear the call, get ready to hop on board. Change is like a snowball, it only needs support. So when you hear the call, don't be scared and just hop on. When you hear the call, and just hop on. When you hear the call, get ready to hop on board. 'Cause change is like a snowball, it only needs support. So when you hear the call, just be brave and hop on. When you hear the call, just hop on.
Woohoo! Wow. Rian, you're always impressing me. How much change you create just from all our messages, and I'm like, ooh, you blow me away.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and especially also this is like how you created something out of all our messages for change. I think this is very impressive, and I think it shows exactly like how much change can happen already in a very short time of period. And yeah, it's really beautiful. And yeah, change is like the snowball, I would say. And whatever came up rolling now and what we are still rolling, let's see where the bigger snowball goes for all of us. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and thank you all for the words. Sometimes this is the magic of music, and it just kind of comes together. So thank you.
Yes, thanks. Wow. So inspiring. I think the audience is also yours. And with this being said, actually, we are kind of closing also our event today. And I hope you got a lot of inspiration, actually. I hope you're gonna use all the project results and you can implement it to your own context. And maybe it's gonna be the change for yourself inside of you, but maybe also for a broader audience and your, I don't know, friends, family, or the wider community. And yeah, I hope you heard the call, also what Rian mentioned now in her song, and you're ready to hop on and to get in contact with us, so to use the material and to spread the word and also to find your own voice for change within you, but also with others. So thank you for everyone who was there. And now we are still here for some questions in case there are, and hopefully to give you also some answers. So maybe asking everyone now, are there still some questions from the audience? You can just speak, or you can just raise your hand. Maybe everything is clear. Maybe.
Linda, is a question on the copyright. I don't know if you can see the question.
Can you maybe read it? I don't know where it is.
Are the material under copyright?
No, you can use all of them. And they are published on the website. We are going to share the link also in the chat with you again. And there you can download all the material once in English. And then in the next weeks, they are also going to be published in Greek, in Italian, in Portuguese, in German, and in Slovak language. Yeah. Exactly. Rosa put the link into the chat. So we hope that you're going to use the material. And yeah, you're also creating your own songs for change, your music videos. And please also stay in contact with us. Let's see if we can change something together towards a certain kind of topic.
Ellen, there are two more questions.
Yeah.
The one is, are your NGOs also open to internships for volunteers about the topics? And a second one, if we can share some material, how to create a podcast.
Yes, I think regarding the first question, regarding the volunteer opportunities, I think we are going to put the links also to the different organizations. You can find them. And I think depending also on the organization and on the timing, we are always very open. So just get in contact with us and we can see how it fits for all of us. So just reach out to us. Yeah. And what was the second question? I forgot about it.
Yes, the second question was about how to create a podcast. And there is also the question on the copyrights, if they can use it as a citation. Yes, in the research, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, if there is a follow-up project to Songs for Change. So the one is how to create a podcast, if we have something, and then what's the future for Songs for Change?
Yes, about the podcast, there's some information in the advocacy guide. So that is where you can find also how to promote and advocate for EU values through music, and how to set up a rap radio. There's information on that. And if there's yeah.
I think
What
also in Project Result 2, you can also find information about, it's called song recording, but I think it's also belongs to to podcast recording. So what kind of devices you can use. So I think I would also have a look there and get some information, especially the technical ones there.
Yeah, and if there will be a follow-up project, for sure. What type and when and with whom, it's not decided yet. But in Songs for Rights, this was one, as I said in the beginning, spin-off project. But we will continue this adventure for sure. It was a very good experience for us, and we believe in music for social change, and so there will be follow-up projects, initiatives for sure. And so you can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on a different on the website. Of course, you can contact us, but we're not done yet. So yeah, there will be follow-up.
Yes, definitely. And also, those of you, I don't know, just fill out the form. I mentioned it already before, but we would also then inform you, or maybe you have already ideas. And we are also going to share it with the partner network. So, yeah. Okay, with this being said, and being 6 minutes over time already, I think I'm closing the event here. And I want to say from my side as a coordinator of the project, thanks to all the project partners, thanks to all the people who are standing behind Songs for Change and who made this project work. I think it was an incredible journey. It's still not over, it's still happening. And yeah, it was very impactful, personally, but also as a consortium, as a group with all the different people. So really a lot of change got created. And thanks to all of you for the effort, the energy, and the heart you put inside. Yeah, thank you. And I hope to see you soon again. And yeah, that you hop on the ride of change.